And see, when you compare those two different starting points, a creation-based culture, they understand the terms. Evolution-based culture, don't understand the terms. To one, the message of the cross is a stumbling block, but to the other, it's foolishness. We have to understand something. The Greeks were on a whole different road, a whole different starting point, a whole different worldview. That road does not lead up to the message of the cross. And if you want that Greek to understand the message of the cross, you realize you've got to do something. You've got to get him off the wrong road and give him a whole new starting point, give him the right history, the right foundation, to get him on the right road that will lead up to the message of the cross. Do you know that's exactly what Paul did? Oh, it's phenomenal. It's all there. And he looks around. I was passing through and found this altar with the inscription, to the unknown God. Therefore, the one whom you worship without knowing him, I'm going to proclaim to you. I'm going to tell you who this one is. He is the real God. He's the God that made the world. He's the creator. He doesn't need things like your gods. Your gods dwell in temples made with hands. No, not the real God. He defined God. Oh, reminded me of my Japanese translator. And he made of one blood. You're all related, because Paul understood that history. He'll go back to Adam and Eve. That's why we're all sinners. He was laying the foundation. You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of a mission organization called New Tribes Mission. How many of you have heard of New Tribes Mission? They've developed a chronological approach to teaching, because they found when they went into a pagan culture and did what most missionary colleges, Bible colleges, seminaries tell people to do today, train our missionaries here in America to do, train our pastors to do. Oh, you start in the New Testament with Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and so on, and you tell them about Jesus, and just go right in there and boldly proclaim Christ. They thought they had all these responses, till when they actually carefully looked at it and analyzed it, they found out those natives didn't have a clue what they were doing. They just did what the missionaries wanted them to do. So then they realized they had to have a different approach, so they did something so radical it'll blow you off your seats. They decided to start at the beginning. What a concept. And they decided to present the gospel the way God does it in the Bible. Well, who would have ever thought of that idea? You know, when you buy a book to read, what do? You just read the last chapter. Who cares about the rest of the book? You rent a movie to watch a murder mystery like Sherlock Holmes. What do? You go straight to the end to see who done it. What's the point of watching the rest? You say, that's stupid. You've got to start at the beginning. Oh, why is it most Christians in our churches today read their Bibles starting at the end? We're more concerned about the end things, by the way, than we are about the beginning, and yet it's the beginning where we've lost biblical authority in our culture and in our church.